You can handle it. You can look at the sleeves. You can open the gatefold cover and have a look at the pictures. You can read all about it. Look at the labels. You can play it obviously on the turntable. I mean, it's just a great product.
I love vinyl. There's just something about vinyl when you pick a record up and look at the sleeve. It's not like the CD where it's just a piece of plastic.
Nostalgia is a wonderful thing. It's made people think back to having a collection of records.
We've got lots of shops have closed and shops are reopening now. So I've seen the changes where there was a time when they say vinyl was dead.
I am the Edison phonograph, created by the great wizard of the New World to delight those who would have melody or be amused. I can sing you
The event today is at Nottingham Trent University and it's a record fair. We organise record fairs all over the country and from week to week we just travel about the country setting up record fairs. This event has been running, well, we started here maybe 25 years ago, had a break and then we started back here about 4 or 5 years ago. The first event we ever put on was in Leicester, which is our hometown. Our company's based in Leicester and we put a record fair on there. Then gradually we just moved further afield, started doing them in Nottingham, Derby, and now we do them all over the country as far as Glasgow, London, Manchester. I love vinyl. There's just something about vinyl when you pick a record up and look at the sleeve. It's not like the CD where it's just a piece of plastic. So vinyl it's got really popular over the last 4 or 5 years. The younger generation now, I think they've just decided they want something to actually hold and look at and play. And today basically what it is all individual record traders from all over the country. We put the event on and they come as far as Manchester, London, all over the country. They all come together in one place and it's a place where you can just get everything right back from the 50s. Lots of rare items which you can't get in normal record shops. And you know, there's records in here up to £500. Also, you can buy records from £1. So we cater for everybody.
Well, you get to meet the people, the collectors, the fellow music enthusiasts and what have you, and you can buy stuff, you can sell and trade. Have a bit of a laugh with the other dealers and it's a really good atmosphere. Well, yeah, we try and get some collectible ones to go on the backdrop.
This is one of the main fabrics of the vinyl music industry. But I still prefer the vinyl. You could feel the product and get the credits on all the notes that goes with them. And the covers are lovely as well, you know. So, you know, the record fairs are important to the music industry, you know.
I'm Charlotte Knapp and I used to work in an independent record shop. So I started in May 2013 and right up until it closed in 2018. It was really fun. I started off as a Saturday, sort of like Saturday girl, just working, but then I did extra in the holidays and obviously when it came to record store day I worked more then as well. Record Store Day is an annual event that happens all over the country. So it's where bands and music labels release special edition vinyl. They release it just for this day and there's only like a limited amount throughout the whole country and people queue up from like midnight to get it because it's first come first serve. I tended to buy more vinyl at Record Store Day because I knew that it was limited edition, so whatever took my fancy on Record Store Day I had that. But I used to get, like, if there was a band that I really liked, I would tend to get it on vinyl. Like, I got Ed Sheeran's albums all on vinyl, and like the big box sets, limited edition on vinyl. Well, really it started off, my mum and my dad introduced me to vinyl because that was like when it was popular in like their era, and I just kind of got a bug for it, like the fact of like having the vinyl and then putting it on the record player and playing it, and then it sounds so much better than if it was just like on your phone or something. It's just a lot nicer sound. It's not really a sense of nostalgia when you have a vinyl or you've got like that physical thing, but I think it's so important to support like your local independent record shops because they rely on return customers and like loyalty and stuff, and it's so much more important.
Dave Allen, it's my little music shop. It's called the Music Box, basically because it isn't tied to one genre. I do nearly everything. I don't tend to do the stuff that the supermarkets do because they have cornered the market with it, really. I tend to do the stuff that's off the beaten track. The blues, a lot of the heavy metal stuff, country, folk, that sort of thing, and stuff that people would want, which is a little bit harder to find. It's changed hugely. It's become, I think, in my opinion, it's become more geared to one-hit wonders rather than record companies investing in bands with a future. Sadly, that's just the way it is these days, I think. They want the money rather than the long-term product. If I wasn't here, everyone would have to use the internet, and then eventually the internet will not be the cheap place to buy things. They will have cornered the market, they will have outed all the little shops, and they can name their price, really. I think there's a lot of people that used to have vinyl that were persuaded by the media to get rid of it and upgrade to CDs, and they had an affection for it, which has come out. Nostalgia is a wonderful thing. It's made people think back to having a collection of records that they used to like thumbing through and remembering days when they bought them, that sort of thing. It was fun buying something and having this music come out of a little piece of plastic. It's my passion. Music always has been. It's what I would have chosen to do had I been given the opportunity. It's what I've chosen to do from school, but that wasn't to be. So I'm now sort of at last doing what I always wanted to do.
The first record I ever bought I was about 12 years old, and it was Madness Our House.
And then I used to buy quite a lot of new wave and punk records. I used to go to Manchester every Saturday and buy 5 or 6 singles, 50p each from the shop, and it was great. Yeah, that's what got me into it. It was lovely.
First record I bought was a 7-inch single by a band called The Turtles, called She'd Rather Be With Me.